Hi and welcome to another crypto market weekly update video. The cryptocurrency market is still trading around $1.8 trillion. Bitcoin is currently trading just below $39,000 and it went up by just over a percent today. In the past week. Ethereum is trading around $2,600 and also went up about 1% in the past week. Let's take a look at the weekly winners. And we can see that we have a Thorchain, we have Waves that went up both by almost 50%. We have Zcash, which went up 40%. And we also have Terra, went up 17%. So there's a couple coins that went up quite a bit. I think we'll chart a few of those. Now let's take a look at the weekly losers. And we have humans.ai, dropped by over 50%. That's the only one that actually dropped a lot. We have Anchor Protocol. I think we charted that last week, maybe the week before. I'm not sure. Went down almost 26%. Phantom 20%. But in general, not many coins went up or down this in the past week. So let's dive into the analysis. Alright, I'm just going to clear my charts so we can take a fresh look at this. Alright, so we are on the big picture, on the weekly chart, we are still in a downtrend since the all-time high back in November. However, what you can see is that we are a little bit consolidating over here, right? We're not really dropping anymore. We're kind of holding this area. And to be fair, I want to keep holding this area. I don't want to lose this area. If I just ignore these drawings, but if I make this a box, then holding around this area, this block basically, would be fine to me, because if the market does go up from here, then we have created a higher low on the higher time frame, right? And we also had this high and the higher high, the all-time high. So that means that if this is the case, and we want to continue this long-term uptrend, then the next thing we're looking for is a higher high. So that will be amazing. But for now, we cannot think about that because we still need to break this whole downtrend. Alright, now let's move up to the daily chart. Okay, I also need to remove this one. Let's see. Yeah, on the daily market, it's nothing has changed. We're just holding this low over here, which is fine. Nothing is wrong with that. However, we can see that the highs are getting lower, forming this ascending triangle. So we'll have to see if we can break out from this. But for now, we're holding the bottom. That's what counts. I don't know if we can see anything on the 4-hour chart. Well, yeah, as you can see, so what I drew last week is that we want to gain this purple area, right? This is basically where we were last week. So we can see that we were testing resistance, but we couldn't break through it, and we wanted to gain it. This is why I made this yellow drawing, and we did gain it, right? We have a 4-hour over here. This one over here is a candle that opened and closed above the purple line, which means it's a gain. So that's a really good thing. That's a sign of strength. So that's played out. Then we lost it again and regained it. So we're just consolidating in this area right here. However, we still had this low over here from the 24th of February, and then we set this higher low, and if this is the next low, then it's still a higher low, right? So there is some form of an upside, or whatever you want to call it, and maybe an uptrend. However, on the upside, we also have a downtrend. So we're forming this symmetrical triangle on the 4-hour chart. So it will be 50-50. Which way will we go? That is the question. I cannot answer that. Nobody can answer that. What do we want to see? Well, we want to break out of this range. And if we want things to go up, then we want to break to the upside and get past these levels. And then eventually we want to gain this important area over here, which is the $2 trillion. Because once we gain that area, then we have officially broken the downtrend. Maybe I can clarify that a little bit better. Let me just clean up my chart. Oh, I did not want to do that. All right. So if we zoom out a little bit, we're still on the 4-hour chart. We can see this whole downtrend, right? It doesn't matter how the line is. I'm just giving the direction. The direction is down. We're going down. And once we gain this area over here, right, and we do something like this, then we broke the downtrend. So that is what we're looking for. That is what we want. But it could take a while before we get there. Anyway, that is the market, the whole market in general. Now let's move on to Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin. Let's start at the weekly and see what happened. And we can see that Bitcoin is just like the market, just consolidating at the moment. We're holding this low of $36,000 though, so that's pretty decent. We're also holding this low over here. Well, we got us slightly below it, around 37.8. So holding that is crucial. If we lose this area, then obviously we will go towards 30k. So yeah, that could still happen. That's something we need to keep in mind. Let's go to the daily. On the daily, we can see some compression forming again. This actually kind of looks like a ascending triangle because we have this over here and then we also have this over here, but let's not go into that. Let's actually take a look at the 4-hour chart on the 4-hour chart so we can test here. So this is my drawing from last week. However, I did add this symmetrical triangle just to show that there is compression. That means compression means that the asset or the coin or the project, whatever you're trading or charting, the prices is getting squeezed, right? You can see that on the upside, the highs are getting lower, and on the downside, the lows are getting higher. So it's getting squeezed, and this usually means, well, not usually, this always means that there is a breakout coming, but you never know in which side the breakout is going to occur. So if we break down, then like I said, we could go back to the $35,000 area, or maybe $34,000 area. However, keep in mind we might even see prices of $30,000 on when it comes to the downside. When it comes to the upside, we need to gain something, right? Let's see. So last week I told you that let me just remove this. Actually, I'll keep this. We had this low, and then we created this high, and then we created this higher low, and then we had this higher high. This was a test of 45k, right? This is the important level that we want to gain eventually, right? That's the story from last week, and we wanted to break above this drop-off point, which is around 41.5k dollars. Now on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, we did gain it, so that's good. So it's fine that we dropped down. I also said that we were likely to find some support here, which we did. So that's good. This played out. Tested this purple line again. That also played out. Eventually, we wanted to gain this area, right? We want to gain this purple line, the 40k area. However, we got rejected. We can clearly see that. This line. There was rejection there, so that played out. And if we did gain it, then we were going to see the test of 42k, but that did not happen. Instead, we dropped down a little bit, but we climbed back up again. So yeah, nothing important is happening really. Right now, we just need to wait for this compression. Which side are we going? Are we going down to around 36k, or maybe even lower to 30k, or are we going to break up and finally break through the 45k area? This is what we want to gain. So that's the question. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. Let's go to Ethereum. It will probably be a similar story. All right, so let's see. So we had this test. Well, it went shortly lower. There we go. You can see that I had a yellow line here. The volume node that we needed to pass, which we didn't. We got rejected. So this whole thing, this whole scenario didn't play out yet. It could come later, but for now we're not looking at that. Let me clear the Fibonacci so we actually have some clear visuals. Right. So similar situation, right? We can still see the downtrend. Let's see. Let's remove all this. We need to really clear this whole chart a little bit. Even this one played out. Right. So this is basically the scenario of Ethereum. Either we go down back to $2,300, or maybe even a bit lower, maybe $2,200. On the upside, yeah, we need to break this area over here, and then eventually test $3,000. So that's the situation of Ethereum. Right, now let's take a look at some winners and losers as well. What shall we do? I think we will do some bigger coins. Let's do waves, because we did waves in the past weeks as well, because we have some analysis on that already. So let's go to waves again. All right. Let's see. So first of all, I'm going to remove this Fibonacci. Right. Now this was last week, so let me go to the daily. Oh yeah, this is the daily. Right. This is from, I think this is from last week, pretty sure. What is going on with waves? Well, we had this massive uptrend. Tested this side. Not quite the yellow line, but we can see this high over here. This is exactly what has been tested. And then the question is, where are you going to find support? I think this one can go. I think these scenarios are still valid. I should remove this. There we go. So this volume node here is interesting. So we could maybe see a test and then continuing upwards. But we can also see this area being tested around $17 to $18. This area is important. It is possible that we will see something like this happen. And if we do lose this, then we will even go to lower prices. Yeah, that you will see lower prices below $15 for sure. So that is basically what waves is like at the moment. I don't think this will continue. I mean, it's possible that we'll see another spike up, right? That is definitely possible. You can never rule it out. but I will say it's very unlikely. I think it's very likely that we will see lower prices. And going here, I really think that's gonna be a possibility. So we'll have to check back in some time and see how it played out. Let's see. I think I did also did Luna some time ago, so maybe let's take a look at Luna. Oh, is that Luna or is it? Yeah, yeah. Did I not have an analysis over here? Pretty sure I did Luna before. Or Terra. Well, doesn't matter. Luna USD. Did I chart the KuCoin chart? No. Okay. I thought I did Luna before. Maybe it's been a while. Anyway, what is going on with Luna? Well, clearly we can see that we had a rejection from this area over here of around $100. Wow, this backtest was amazing. Again, you can see a volume node over here, and you can see that it was clearly backtested. Was a perfect entry, by the way. And then the all-time high rejection. This was such an obvious trade. Such an obvious trade. Like, I can show you. If I draw a line here, and that is based of this interaction here, and you can also see interaction here and here, and then we have this volume node over here, and this was your entry. So you could have bought here, and then you already had this high, and you created a higher low, so you know you want to see a higher high, and this test of the all-time high is then just a formality, and that is exactly what happened. So there were two trades that were easily being picked up here. You could have gone long here, and then sold at the top, or you could just short it at the top as well. Right, so that played out. Now what's gonna happen? Well, Waves is basically creating another higher low. So it could be a continuation of the uptrend, and we could maybe see a new all-time high. That is possible. However, if that doesn't happen, if we get a rejection in this area again, then we will go down to lower prices, and that could be nasty. I mean, you could find support here again, or you could drop even further down to this area over here, and maybe even lower, so around $60. So that is also a possibility, something to consider. Let's look at the losers of the last week. We also traded Anchor last week, I think. Didn't we? ANKUSD? We did. Okay, so these lines look really weird. That's probably because it was drawn on a 4-hour chart. Yes, that looks more likely. Yeah, so basically this is what I said. I think it looks like I drew this line the end of February, right? And that's when we saw this. We saw this massive uptrend. And this is where I usually say we will probably see lower prices. So that's why I drew in these purple levels. And the thing is, I cannot predict the prices. That nobody can predict it, right? But we saw this huge movement from even if I take this low and not even this, I'll take this low all the way to here. That's 150%. It is then very likely that you will see lower prices, that you will drop down, and these purple lines is where we could see support. Now, what did happen is that the market found some support here, and why did it find support here? It's because of this volume node. There is a volume node over here, and that is always interesting. And that is exactly where the market found support. And in this case, in this scenario, that was very bullish. So I was thinking about, yeah, if you don't hold this, then you go down. But what happened is it went even up, created a new all-time high, and kept going, kept going, kept going, even touched $6. And now you can see what happened. You can see that everything collapsed. So basically, I said that over here we went up 150%, take some profits because we could go down. Now it even went up higher. That's something I couldn't know. That's something nobody can know. However, you can see this drop coming, and I will tell you how you can read that, how you can read into it. So in this uptrend over here, you need to look at the impulses. So you can see this move upwards, this move upwards, this move upwards, right? The three big moves where the market or the project is going up. Then you also have this one. That's a massive one, right? So you had four huge impulses, or maybe yeah, well, this one and then this one, right? Four huge impulses up. So that's good. But like I said, always take profit, and you don't have to close your whole position, but take some profit at least, because if it does go down, you don't want to be underwater. You want to make some gains. However, then if we look at this, we had another huge impulse up, right? And then what happened is we had a smaller impulse up, and then we consolidated a little bit, and then we had an even smaller impulse again. So you can see that it's weakening. The strength is getting weaker. That means that people are less interested to buy, and that is why you see this massive sell-off. So this sell-off happens because people are taking profits, less people are buying, and then when this drop occurs, people are going to panic, and that's why you see this major drop-off. So that is what happened with ANC. So from the all-time high, it dropped down to, well, it halved, right? 51% off. Um, so yeah, this purple line has been respected so far. That means that this could have been an entry, by the way, as well. However, now you need to be careful because you need to break this downtrend, right? You want to get back into well, it's a bit tricky to draw here. It's more like a box, but it's like around this area over here where you want to get back into. I should probably even make a box of this in case we chart this again. Oh, of this block is what you basically want to gain. Um, that area is important. Once you get back up there, right, and then you can look at this part over here or this part over here, and once you break that, then maybe you can look around here and then maybe the ultimate. However, on the downside, you could still continue a downtrend, right? Even if you go up a little bit, you could reject here, you could reject here, you could reject here. So be careful with that. Don't be catching knives. Um, I think that this is still going to happen, and I'm even going to make this a box. This area, I'll make it green. I still think we could see this entry getting filled. So possible buying opportunity here. However, going lower around this end, this area over here, I would be interested as well. So we could still see some lower prices. Anyway, that is my analysis for ANC as well. I think I will end it with the Bitcoin dominance. Now that I think about it, let's take a quick look at the dominance. So, well, like I said in the previous weeks, we're still trying to get up here, and yeah, that's it. We're just in this range, and we'll see if we break down below it or above it. I still think that once Bitcoin breaks above this area, that's probably a little bit higher, but once we break above this area, I think Bitcoin will take off. Um, so we'll have to see what that's gonna happen. Yeah, that's it. Um, well, thank you. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want me to chart any coin, let me know, and I'll work on it. All right, bye bye.